What we need is not more medications, but more education, because the best prescription is knowledge. This is Exposé coming to you live from Lagos, Nigeria, every Monday on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook simultaneously. I'm your regular host, Tony Akinyemi. Don't forget, what we need is not more medication, but more education, because the best prescription is knowledge. Welcome to Exposé today. It's another exciting episode right here. I'm your regular host, Tony Akinyemi, and this has been brought to you by the Shepherd's Flock International Church. We have been dealing in this particular series, Season 7, we've been dealing with the value of exercises or the benefits of regular moderate exercises. Today, we will be moving on a step further by looking at different forms of exercises. And then I want to spend a little time on brisk walking as a form of exercise. But let's start with different forms of exercise. Now, let me remind you again, if you are yet to subscribe to our YouTube channel, you are yet to like us on Facebook, please go ahead and do that right away. This is the best time to do that. Press the subscribe button now. Also give us a thumbs up and also press the notification button on YouTube, and that will help to notify you whenever we come live. So what are the different forms of exercises? Okay, God right from the beginning intended for man to exercise, and that was why he gave Adam the charge to keep the garden or to tend the Garden of Eden. That was supposed to be a form of exercise. Adam and Eve were not meant to live sedentary lives, and neither are we. Okay, if you look at Genesis chapter 2, verse 15 in the Holy Bible, that lends credence to that. Unfortunately today, many of our jobs require little or no exercise, physical exercise that is. And we ourselves are not making out time to work out, okay? Much to our own health detriment. There are 3 basic types of exercises that we can engage in for good health, and I'm going to be going through them today. And then we will zero in on walking. The first type of exercise that we all must engage in are aerobic exercises. Aerobic exercises. Those are the exercises that demand significant increases in respiration and are the most important forms of exercise, if you ask me. Aerobic exercises. The word aerobic means air life. Aerobic, air life. In other words, living on air or oxygen, so to speak. And that's the Greek word for air life, aerobic. Aerobic exercise increases heart rate over an extended period of time, maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour. Okay, aerobic exercises can include things like cycling, swimming, brisk walking, stair climbing, treadmill, trampoline, dancing, jogging, running, skipping rope, all of those different forms of exercises and many others. They all increase your heart rate, they make you to breathe faster, and you get copious amounts of oxygen into your lungs. Those are called aerobic exercises. Okay, and then your body utilizes a lot of oxygen to generate a lot of energy through a process of oxidation phosphorylation to convert calories to ATP, which is the fuel that your body uses for energy. That whole process is an oxygen-dependent process. That's why it is called oxygen life or air life or aerobic. Now, just 30 minutes a day of aerobic exercise, 5 days a week, is all you need to feel the difference in your body. If you can do 30 minutes a day at least, if you can go to 45 minutes, 1 hour, even better. But just 30 minutes of aerobic exercise every day or 5 days a week, that's just enough. If you can sustain it regularly, you feel the difference in your body. All right? It is preferable, like I always say, to do your aerobic exercises first thing in the morning before any calories are ingested, before you ingest any calorie, so that you already set the metabolic clock of your body before you start eating. This is the best way to stimulate the body to release glucagon from the pancreas to facilitate the burning of fat for fuel. As you exercise before you eat, your body needs energy, and because you have not eaten, your body will mobilize, your pancreas will produce glucagon, which is I call it the opposite of insulin. Insulin takes sugar from the bloodstream into the cells so that it lowers sugar in the bloodstream. But glucagon converts fat to energy and dumps it in the bloodstream so that you can utilize that energy for exercise. Because you have not eaten and your body needs exercise, so it helps your body to mobilize stored fat and burn it for energy, and that way you can lose fat weight. So it is the best way to stimulate your body to release glucagon from the pancreas to facilitate the burning of fat for fuel. Fat is converted to ketones, and then your body utilizes it for energy. And this is important for those who want to lose weight in particular. A few aerobic exercises are what I want to talk about right now so that you can engage in them. We'll be doing that today before I finish. But let me mention quickly, before we go to the different types of aerobic exercises. I've mentioned some of them earlier, like cycling, like swimming, like dancing, and all of that. Skipping rope, all of those are aerobic exercises. That's the first category of exercises, aerobic exercises. Then there are two other categories of exercises. Other one is called stretching exercises or flexibility exercises. Now, those are exercises that make you to stretch. You stretch, and then you stretch, and then you stretch backward, you stretch forward, you touch your toes, and all of those and all of those. Those are things that help your flexibility, and they improve your mobility, your joint flexibility, and your mobility overall, your musculoskeletal flexibility. In particular, stretching improves balance as well as flexibility at the joints and the muscles. Simple flexibility or stretching exercises can prevent aches and pains arising from chronic muscle tension and stiffness of your joints by toning your muscles and keeping your joints lubricated. There's a particular lubricant that is particularly in our major joints to lubricate the joints. It's called the synovial fluid. Okay, in some people the fluid has dried up, so there is no more lubrication. There's a lot of friction going on. So you see cartilage coming in direct contact with cartilage, and then as they roll against each other, there is wear and tear. And that can lead to further cartilage regeneration until all the cartilage on top of this bone has worn off, the cartilage on top of this one has worn off, and then there's bone-on-bone contact. And that creates a lot of pain and a lot of swelling. That's degenerative arthritis or osteoarthritis. Now, when you do a lot of exercises and you lubricate your body very well, you hydrate your body very well, and you have essential fatty acids in your body is able to generate the synovial fluid, the lubricant for the joints. Now, that's why you see dogs and cats and other domestic animals, even goats and what have you, they learn from time to time when they lie down for a long time, when they get up, they stretch like that. You see your dog will stretch to the front and stretch to the back. Cats, dogs, they love stretching. That's why they're very flexible, and they're able to move easily. There's no stiffness anywhere in all of their joints. That's because they stretch. There's no single day. If you have a cat or a dog, just watch them. There's no single day they don't stretch. Once they lie down, when they get up, the first thing is, they stretch like that and stretch like that. It's almost like automatic, like a reflex action. They just do it. Okay, but humans don't do that a lot. So Whenever these animals have laid down for long, the first thing they do upon arising is to stretch. Now, it is natural with them, and so it should be with us too. Now, as a Christian, I personally do not recommend yoga. I don't. As a form of stretching exercise, because some people recommend yoga. Yoga means union. It's one of those Eastern religious practices indulged in by most Eastern religious practitioners to gain release from the bondage of karma, they say. Okay? Yoga involves physical movement, posturing, meditation, and many other components. Some of the components may be truly helpful for health, but I'm careful not to be dragged into anything that would take me into a religious order or into a dimension of spiritism. Okay, that's why I'm very careful with that. Okay, it involves all of those different components. There's no doubt that, of course, some aspects of it may be beneficial in releasing tension and in relaxation. I have no doubt that it does, okay? But I want to tread cautiously there because of the other issues that are involved, particularly anything that is very controversial, okay, and that has a tint of anything that can, draw one into anything spiritism. I don't want to be a part of that. I want to be extra careful because of my faith. So if you are going to just introduce stretching as part of your exercise, start easy if you have not been doing it for long. Now, if you rush it, you might just tear a ligament or injure yourself in some other way. You probably need expert advice for people to guide you, a fitness coach to guide you through the different exercises, how to sit down, how to get up, how to do all those stretching. Now, I'll be back very shortly. I will begin to look at different types of aerobic exercises, particularly brisk walking. Don't go away. Welcome back. This is Exposé, brought to you by the Shepherd's Flock International Church, and I'm your regular host, Tony Akinyemi. We are looking at 3 basic forms of exercises. Of course, there are variants here and there, but these are the 3 basic ones. The first one, aerobic exercises. The second one, flexibility exercises. And the third one is resistance exercises or strength training or weight-bearing exercises. Now, the purpose of strength training or resistance exercises or weight-bearing exercises, the purpose is to build and maintain bone and muscle mass. Build bone and muscle mass. So when you see people with very sturdy biceps and they have very muscular chest, they look very macho, they do a lot of weight-bearing exercises or strength training exercises. Our muscle mass and our bone mass diminish as we age. So we need to do something to stimulate their growth and to tone them and maintain the muscle mass. Strength exercises should be undertaken at least 2 to 3 times a week. Even if you don't do it every day like aerobic exercise, you have to do aerobic exercises every day, 5 days a week. And then strength exercises or weight-bearing exercises or resistance exercises can be done 2 times or 3 times a week. Now, heavy weights with few repetitions increase muscle mass. Lighter weights with more repetitions will tone rather than increase your muscle mass. Now, get the difference. If you get, dumbbells, the very heavy one, and you lift them a few repetitions, very heavy, but few repetitions, what those ones do is to build your muscle mass. But when you carry lighter weights and you do more repetitions, those ones will tone your muscle weights. Rather than increase the muscle mass, they actually tone the muscle. They make them very supple, very flexible, okay? And resistance exercises help in gaining muscle weight rather than fat weight. Now, resistance exercises will include things like swimming against the current, or push-ups, when you go down and you push up, or you do weightlifting, or you go into the gym and use one of those very, equipments that help to carry a lot of loads. Now, it is recommended that resistance exercises be carried out for 30 minutes, 2 to 3 times a week, and the benefits are very many. The benefits of resistance exercises include increased muscular strength, improved total body strength, improved strength and balance around our joints, prevention and reduction of osteoporosis. Osteoporosis, by the way, is loss of bone density. Number 5, improved local muscular endurance. Number 6, a completely toned body. These are some of the benefits you derive from strength training exercises or resistance exercises or weight-bearing exercises. Now, having looked at the 3 categories of exercises, aerobic exercises, stretching or flexibility exercises, and then resistance exercises or weight-bearing exercises or strength training exercises. Those are the 3 categories. Now, let's go into one of the aerobic exercises that I mentioned earlier, which is brisk walking. Don't forget that I've been saying all along that we all have 2 cardiologists available to each and every one of us, our 2 legs. They help to improve our cardiovascular health when we do brisk walking regularly, fairly regularly on a weekly basis. When I say weekly, like 3 to 5 days a week, or probably 7 days a week if you've got the time. So let's look at brisk walking. It's the simplest aerobic exercise anybody can indulge in, brisk walking. Brisk walking means walking so that you breathe a little faster, you feel a little warmer, probably sweat a little, and have a slightly faster heart rate. That's brisk walking. You walk more than just taking a stroll. You are not just taking a stroll. You are walking faster than normal, like, soldiers on parade. Wah, 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 wah. That's brisk walking. And when you do that, you breathe a little faster, okay? So your heart rate goes up a little, and then you feel a little warmer because you generate a lot of temperature in your body, a lot of heat inside your body, and then you probably will begin to sweat, and then your heart beats a little faster. Now, you should still be able to talk while walking or exercising when you are doing brisk walking. If you can't talk while you are doing your brisk walking, you are probably overdoing it. But if you can still sing while exercising, then you are probably not doing enough. So that's the way to gauge whether you are doing enough or not doing enough. You should be able to hold a talking conversation, with somebody that you are walking with. But if you can still sing smoothly while you are walking, then you are just taking a stroll. You are not walking fast enough. Now, experts say brisk walking means doing a mile in about 15 to 17 minutes. If you can cover a distance of 1 mile within 15 and 17 minutes, that's brisk walking. Anything less is considered a stroll. Brisk walking can be done anytime and anywhere and does not require any expensive exercise equipment, apart from a pair of comfortable walking shoes. Okay? It is very cheap to walk if you still have your 2 legs. Now, the risk of injury during walking is very remote. Okay? And just get yourself a pair of comfortable walking shoes and start walking today. That's how it works. Now, let me read this portion to you from my newsletter. It says, you may start with 5 minutes a day. During the first week, you just walk for 5 minutes a day. You have not been exercising all your life. You just want to commence an exercise program. Don't jump in and begin to do 1 hour. You might injure yourself, okay? So you start with 5 minutes a day during your first week. And then you build up gradually until you do 30 minutes a day over the next 6 weeks. And then with a 5-minute increment weekly. So first week, 5 minutes a day. Second week, 10 minutes a day. Third week, 15 minutes a day. Fourth week, 20 minutes a day. Fifth week, 25 minutes a day. Sixth week, 30 minutes a day. So you have 5 minutes increment on a weekly basis. And that's how you build up and build up as a starter. It doesn't matter your age. If you are just starting an exercise program, that's how to gradually build up. So after a while, you can increase to 45 minutes and ultimately to 60 minutes a day, 1 hour a day. Right. Now, for those of us who are people of faith, particularly Christians, it's also a good opportunity to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. What do I mean by that? It's a typical Nigerian proverb, a Nigerian saying that you can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Right. How do you kill 2 birds with 1 stone? Through brisk walking. That's what I call prayer walk. Okay, I try to do about 45 minutes to 1 hour prayer walk fairly regularly, except when my travels and other events or the weather does not allow. So I'm able to achieve two great benefits all at once, praying and exercising at the same time. So I'm walking, and at the same time I'm praying. I'm praying in the Holy Ghost. I'm speaking in tongues. I'm praying, and I'm walking. So I'm exercising. I'm also praying. So there's a physical exercise component, and there is a spiritual exercise component as a believer in Christ. Okay, as a Christian, I can do two things at the same time. You prayer walk. That's a good way to optimize your time with exercise and at the same time praying. Now I'm going to give you 17 tips on brisk walking. When you want to start walking for exercise, 17 tips that will guide you on how to optimize your walking for great benefits. Number one tip, if where you are going is not far, why not just decide to walk it rather than ride or drive in a car? Maybe you want to go to a corner shop to obtain one or two things from the shop. If it's not too heavy for you to carry, why not just take a walk down the road to the corner shop rather than taking your car? That's a good way to incorporate exercise into your daily routine. Number two, get down one bus stop before your final destination bus stop and then walk the rest of the distance, particularly if it is safe. But if the environment is not safe, you may not want to do that. But if it's safe, why not? And if it's not too late and it's not too dark, particularly in unsafe areas. But if it's a safe environment, you can get down one bus stop before your final bus stop and then trek the rest. That's how to incorporate exercise into your daily routine. Number three, you can park your car further away at the supermarket and walk longer to the store. When many people go to the supermarket or shopping malls or wherever they do shopping, we are always looking for the closest parking lot, the slot closest to the entrance to the supermarket or to the mall. Why not deliberately park far away at the extreme end of the parking lot and then walk all the way across the parking lot into the shopping mall? That's a good way to incorporate walking into your daily routine. Number four, if you have a stairway and an elevator in your building, rather than take the elevator, why not walk through the staircase? As another way to incorporate a lot of walking and a lot of exercise into your routine. Number five, walk around your house a couple of times regularly. You can even pray while walking around your house. And this is called a prayer walk, like I mentioned earlier. You're achieving two things at the same time, spiritual and therapeutic benefits. You walk around your whole house and you are praying, and you are praying. That is, if you don't have a safe road to walk on, you can do that right within your premises and just walk around the house and walk around the house and you are exercising. This is a good point to take another short break. When I'm back, I'm going to be sharing with you 12 more tips on how to incorporate brisk walking and exercise into your daily routine without necessarily creating a special time for it. You are just looking for opportunities within your daily routine to incorporate some exercise regime for your own benefit. I'll be back very shortly. You are welcome back. This is Exposé, brought to you by the Shepherd's Flock International Church, and I'm your regular host, Tony Akinyemi. What we need is not more medication, but more education. And the best prescription is knowledge. To be informed is to be transformed. To be uninformed is to be deformed. And I do hope that the pieces of information that we're sharing with you, they are helping to transform your health landscape. Right, we're talking about tips on how to incorporate exercises into our daily routine so that we can reap or harvest the benefits accruable. I've given 5 tips already. Now I'm going to give 12 more before we sign off for today. Number 6, listen to your body when you walk or when you are exercising. If you feel dizzy or you develop pain or nausea, just slow down or stop, because you could be taking a risk if you force yourself beyond. Your body will talk to you. So whatever you are doing during exercise, anytime your body talks to you, please listen. I mean, in October of the year 2000, that's approximately 21 years ago now. We are in 2021 right now. As I speak to you, this is 2021. Okay. Now, October 2000. This is October 2021. When I went for an exercise program, it was an alumni program on campus in the university where I graduated from. So I joined fellow, graduates, alumni members, of my fellowship on campus when I was a student for an alumni fellowship or conference. And we incorporated morning exercise into our daily routine. So the first morning exercise we went for October 2000. We all were jogging around the campus. We would jog, we would walk, we would jog, we would walk. All of us, all students, we came back. And it was fun. But then I had not been exercising. At that time, I had not started exercising. So I was not in good shape. Okay? And at some point, I began to feel funny, but I looked at all the other people that were jogging with me, some of them older than me, some of them younger than me, ladies among them, and I said, wait a minute, if these people could be jogging and they can still sustain it and endure it, why should I drop off or drop out? I refused. Even though my body was telling me, hey, young man, you are overstretching yourself. You don't have the stamina. You don't have the endurance capacity. I didn't listen. I forced myself until we got to the end, until everybody stopped. That was when I stopped. As soon as we finished and stopped, and they said we should stand on the same spot and begin to cool down and begin to, jog on the same spot and cool down, I didn't know when I passed out. I fainted. I passed out. I was unconscious. It took a few minutes before I came around. When I came around, I saw my whole body was wet. They had poured water on me. And I said, what happened? They said, you passed out. I said, me? I didn't know it. Okay? So if you feel dizzy, if you feel nauseous, if you feel any pain or any strain anywhere, please, the 6th tip I'm giving you today is don't force it. If you feel dizzy or develop pain or nausea, slow down or stop and get evaluated by medical personnel and be certified as fit to continue your exercise program another day. Okay? Tip number 7, don't try to compete with others when exercising. Exercise is not a competitive game. I just told you I almost died that year when I started to exercise without realizing it. Okay? I was going towards my 40th birthday. I had celebrated my 39th birthday. I was going to 40 when that happened at 39. Okay? I had not been exercising all my life, and suddenly I went a full hog with people who had been doing it all their lives, and I almost killed myself. I started running shoulder to shoulder with those who had been athletic for most of their lives. Before I knew it, I was fainting, I was collapsing, I passed out. And those around me were the ones who rescued me. If there was nobody there, I was alone, I would have probably passed on from there. Praise God, I'm still alive to tell the story. Some have not been so lucky. So they slumped, they died during exercise. You don't have to go that route. That's one serious caution that I need to sound there. Now, tip number 8. If it is a hot day that you are exercising, take a bottle of water with you while walking or exercising and keep drinking. Keep sipping the water because you can easily get dehydrated. Make sure you have water with you during hot season. Don't get dehydrated. Number 9. Wear loose-fitting and light clothing while exercising. Why? So that your body can ventilate, your body can get aerated, okay? And so that, see the kind of top I'm wearing right now? This is the kind of thing you wear, the kind of bright color when you are exercising, particularly early in the morning or towards the evening, so that if a vehicle is coming, it will glow in the dark. People can easily see you when you are going, exercising or jogging or walking. Don't wear something black that will blend with darkness, okay? Particularly if you are dark-skinned, you need to wear something that will glow, something that will be very bright, very important. Light clothing and glowing clothing, those are very good when you are exercising. Number 10, if you are walking by the roadside, always walk in the direction facing oncoming traffic. Do not walk backing traffic, especially if there's no sidewalk, as is the case in most cities in the country where I live, here in Nigeria. Most roads don't have sidewalks. But if you live in a city where there are sidewalks, that's a plus. But if there are no sidewalks, don't walk by the roadside backing oncoming vehicles. Make sure you walk on the side of the road where you are facing oncoming vehicles. Now, the reason is for safety reasons. For example, in Nigeria, we drive on the right side of the road. So if I am walking or jogging, I'm not going to be jogging on the right side of the road and let vehicles be coming from behind me. I'll be jogging on the left side of the road so that the oncoming vehicles will be facing me. So if a vehicle is losing control, I can spot it from afar and quickly jump out of the way so I don't get crushed. But if it's from behind you, if a driver loses control, there's no way you will see it from behind you, and you could just be crushed, God forbid. So one of the safety precautions you take when you are walking or jogging by the roadside, make sure you don't face the direction that vehicles are facing. Face the opposite direction so that oncoming vehicles are facing you. You are, of course, by the side of the road while the vehicles are coming. All right. Number 11, keep your body straight. Walk naturally and let your arms swing gently to develop rhythm and balance when you are walking, okay? Swing gently and develop a rhythm. That's key number 11, 11th tip. Number 12, strike the ground first with your heel, the back of your leg. You strike the ground first with your heel, and then you roll through the step from your heel to your toe, and then you push off with your toe. So you strike the ground, you roll like that. So the back of your leg, that's how you strike the ground. That place is better able to absorb the shock as you make that impact, that contact with the surface of the ground. Number 13, if you want to increase your walking speed, take more smaller steps rather than lengthening your strides. Don't stretch your legs. Wow. Make sure the steps are short but faster. Short steps but faster. Avoid taking longer steps to increase your speed. If you want to increase speed, just make it faster but shorter strides. That's the best way to optimize the benefits you derive from exercises. Number 14, if it's tough for you to keep up with your daily walking routine, find a friend or two in the neighborhood to walk with. The Bible says 2 are better than 1. Or you may wish to join a group, for group exercises. That's a way to be motivated. Your friends are always waiting for you in the morning, or they call you, hey, it's time, let's go. Hey, let's go, let's do this. Hey, let's go, let's do this. That's the way to inspire yourself. Sometimes when you do it alone, you can fall by the roadside. But when you do it in company of others, there's a way, iron sharpens iron. Number 15 tip, start every walk slowly and then gradually increase your pace. At the end of the walk, you also gradually slow down. You don't jump into it and start diving. You start gently and then you build up speed, and when you are finished, then you slow down. Like in the estate where I live, we have a road that runs like a cycle, like that. So the last I counted, I think I took about almost 850 steps to go around the cycle. And I go around that cycle 5 to 10 times every day. Just walk around it. So when I start, first I start gently, and then I start building up speed. And when I'm finishing, then I begin to slow down. Right. Number 16, do your stretching exercise during your cool down period after your walk. You do the walk, and then towards the tail end, when you have finished your walking, you now start doing all the stretching and all the stretching and all the different stretches and the different stretches that you need to do. Stretching helps to improve your flexibility, like we have underscored. This will minimize or even eliminate the incidence of stiff neck episodes and achy joints. Now, if you do daily stretching exercises, you can still be flexible and agile even in your 60s and 70s and 80s. And the areas we need to stretch most are the neck, the upper back, the lower back, The neck is one of the first parts of the body to be impacted by stress and tension. Neck stretches, therefore, helps in relieving stiffness and pain. You stretch that way, you stretch that way, you stretch that way and you count. You stretch that way and you count, that way, different ways, so that your neck has a lot of flexibility right there. Now, tip number 17, which is going to be the final tip for today, is that immediately after exercise, check your pulse to see if it is within the target heart rate zone, so that you know whether you've been able to build up your heart rate to that aerobic zone. I told in a previous episode how to calculate your target zone, okay? 220 minus your age, and then you multiply by 0.6 to get the lower limit, multiply by 0.8 to get the upper limit, and then that gives you the range of the number of beats per minute that your heart must beat to reach the target aerobic zone. So you keep that heart rate within that zone for 20 to 30 minutes a day, and that's how you benefit from aerobic exercises. This is how far we can go because of time today. They have signaled to me that I need to tie things up right now. So thank you for your time this evening. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel on YouTube and to like us on Facebook, and always comment in the chat room. We want your feedback. We appreciate it. God bless you. Have a very beautiful week ahead of you and a very wonderful evening. See you again, same time on this same platform next Monday, 8 p.m. Nigerian time. And share this with your friends and family. God bless you mightily.
I am Dr. Abayomi Ayeshimboju, a neurologist and a homeopath. I would encourage you all to watch Exposé with Dr. Akinyemi on Mondays at 8 p.m. You will find it very informative, and you will take away from it a lot of knowledge which you can use for the improvement of your health.